Hey everyone, how you doing? This is Lamar Green, Green Bay Packers all-time leading rusher, and you're watching Packers Total Access Live, your daily source for Packer content. Go Pack, go!
What's up, guys? Welcome into Packers Total Access. My name is Clayton. You can check us out on packernet.com. Find me on Twitter at Packers_access. We got some breaking news. We were live just, less than an hour ago, I guess it was. Maybe a little longer than that. Maybe it's been a little longer than that. But we were in here talking about Jordan Love kind of trending towards playing tomorrow against the Baltimore Ravens based off of comment from Rob Domofsky. Well, we now have breaking news around Jordan Love. We'll dive into that. We'll talk about what it means for the quarterback room and how Malik Willis has performed as we go into this matchup against the Ravens and what he's looked like so far this season. I think you guys will be surprised. I know I was when we broke down and kind of started to dive into the numbers in terms of EPA per drop back, PFF grade, the whole 9 yards. We'll also talk about that illness we were mentioning earlier today in the locker room making its rounds. Seems to have spread a little bit further, so we'll give you all those details as well. Before we do, if you would do that YouTube stuff, hit like, hit subscribe, click the bell icon so you're notified when we go live in the future. If this is your first time tuning into PTA, welcome. Thank you for making us part of your day. We're not experts. We're not insiders. We're not media members. We're fans just like you talking Packers on a daily basis. So if you're looking for that type of content, including breaking news like this or the pregame and postgame show we'll be bringing you tomorrow, make sure you hit subscribe, click the bell icon so you know when we do hit that go live button. Let's waste no time and get into it. Breaking news from Tom Pelissero. Jordan Love is officially out. All right. Tom Pelissero tweeted out the Packers are officially downgrading quarterback Jordan Love with the concussion to out for Saturday night's game against Baltimore. Malik Willis, who has battled a right shoulder injury and illness, is expected to get the start in his place. So obviously Tom Pelissero, he must have heard something to think that Malik Willis is good to go. The right shoulder worries me a little bit. We'll see how that goes as we get a little bit, a little bit deeper into that game. Obviously, if they're going to be without Lamar Jackson, we're going to be without Jordan Love. This becomes a lot more of an even playing field, right? And obviously, it's going to be Malik Willis against Snoop Huntley, unless something goes awry here with Malik Willis before the game gets here. All right, we had a comment here in the chat I wanted to hit on. Where did it go? I think it was Greg. Greg said, I wish Tim was available. I hope Matt LaFleur had a good idea. Tim was not going to play and has an entire game plan for to probably talking about the backup there, Malik Willis. The thing I love about Matt LaFleur is we've seen this time and time again. On the fly, Jordan Love comes out of the game with an injury. And Matt LaFleur, it's like he flips over his play sheet and he's got a whole different game plan for Malik Willis. So I have no worries that he's going to be prepared or not, right? I'm more concerned about the right shoulder. That's the thing that worries me a little bit. So I think Matt LaFleur will be good to go in terms of the game plan. Obviously, I tweeted this out just a few minutes ago. I started digging into the numbers before we went live and thought this was really interesting. So I said a couple of wild stats. Jordan Love leads the league in EPA per dropback, minimal snaps removed. Okay, so when I say leads the league, it's him and Matthew Stafford are tied at, I think, 0.20 EPA per dropback. Okay, now when you remove all of the players who haven't played that much, there's some other players that would rank higher than them in EPA per dropback. They may have 2 attempts, 8 attempts, or in this case, Malik Willis, who has 14 attempts. So I actually got that wrong. Let's see if we can edit that real quick. Watch this. We're going to do some editing on the fly. How about that? Bang. There we go. Now it's up to date. It's not going to show there, but hopefully it does show for everyone else. So with that being said, only 14 attempts for Malik Willis, but he actually has a higher EPA per dropback than Jordan Love at a positive 0.62. Guys, that's a very interesting number there when you're talking about in terms of EPA per dropback. So again, like I've got on the graphic here, if you sort this by the Packers leaders, now keep in mind it's only 14 attempts for Malik Willis here, okay? 12 of 14, 134 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, no picks, got a passer rating of 146.1, 9.6 yards per attempt is another thing here too. Jordan at 7.7, and many people see Jordan as a big game hunter, right? He's not afraid to throw the ball down the field. He's always in the top 5, top 10 in terms of air yards. His yards per pass attempt is at 7.7. Malik Willis at 9.6. Completion percentage, Jordan Love at 66.3, solid completion percentage there, right? And I always draw the parallel and compare our boy Aaron Rodgers' career completion percentage is at 65%. Well, Jordan Love, I always kind of compare and contrast to that. Okay, where is Jordan stacking up to a first ballot Hall of Famer's completion percentage, right? Jordan's actually 1.3% higher, or roughly 1% higher than Aaron Rodgers' career. However, Malik Willis on the season, 85.7%. He's been accurate. He's been decisive. We know what he can do with his legs. You break out a little read option offense with him too, a little zone read, a little RPR look. If you want to go that route, you could still attach the smokes, the bubbles, everything within Matt LaFleur's offense, and you're off and running. The completion percentage over expected. Jordan Love, 3.8%. Malik Willis, 18.3%. So it's just it's really interesting that his EPA per dropback is a positive 0.62 for Malik Willis. Now, if we look across the rest of the league, and like I said, this is removing the minimal filter here. Okay, so this is going to show a bunch of no-name quarterbacks. However, I just want to point out, like Tanner McKee with the Philadelphia Eagles leads at EPA per dropback at a positive 1.51, although only 3 attempts. He's completed all 3 attempts, right? The next one is Malik Willis in the number 2 spot at 0.62 EPA per dropback. 14 attempts, a few more attempts there. Tyson Bagent is 3rd at 0.43, right, with only 4 attempts. Joshua Dobbs, 0.35 with only 2 attempts. Mitchell Trubisky, only 6 attempts. If you were to sort this by 10 attempts or more, Malik Willis will be leading the league at a 0.62. Right now, he's in 2nd place, and it would remove all those players other than guys who have played significant snaps like Jameis Winston, Matthew Stafford, obviously Jordan Love, Drake May, on and on and on. So, again, these are solid numbers for Malik Willis. Playing quarterback, right? Like throwing the football, EPA per dropback, not just, running the ball and that dynamic that he brings to Matt LaFleur's offense. Like we said, with the zone read look, it's going to be really, really interesting to see how Malik Willis performs in this game. And again, you're dealing with 2 different things. You got the injured shoulder and you got the illness. How over the illness is he and how healthy is the shoulder? I think we'll find out real soon how good that shoulder is. And if I were Baltimore, I would test that. I would come right out of the gate and try to play man coverage, single coverage, and try to fire up the pressure on Malik Willis to try to force him to take that deep shot. Play with, 6 or 7 defenders underneath and make him test that arm to see if he can throw down the field. And hopefully he can do that, right? That might be a way that you can knock off a real quick explosive play early in the game for the Green Bay Packers if Baltimore does that and that shoulder does indeed check out. Now let's switch over and see how Malik Willis looks according to PFF. We like to cross-check everything right here. We watch the tape. We look at the EPA and the advanced metrics, the analytics, and then we dive into some of the PFF stuff as well. And when you look at PFF grade-wise, and when you remove the minimal filter, Malik Willis is actually right around the 20 mark in the entire National Football League at a 72.1 PFF grade. So again, you're seeing him check all the boxes. That is a solid PFF grade. All right. Now there you see Tyler Huntley right there in the same range, right, with a 73.5, slightly higher than Malik Willis. So Malik Willis is off to a good start this year. He really is. Again, minimal snaps, only 14 attempts. However, look at the PFF grades, guys. He was cheeks in Tennessee, 51.9, 45.9. Then last year with Green Bay under Matt LaFleur, 70.3. This year, he's increased to a 72.1. You're seeing a player that's getting better and better every single year under Matt LaFleur. It sucks that he's probably not going to be here with the Packers next year. But this is the other added benefit of Malik Willis going out there to play quarterback for you against Baltimore. Kind of looking at the silver lining. Don't get me wrong. I want a healthy Jordan Love as my quarterback. I want that over Malik Willis every day of the week and twice on Sunday. However, if you get Malik Willis out here because Jordan Love can't go because of the concussion protocol that he failed, and Malik Willis knows in the back of his mind, this might be my last chance to earn a big paycheck. You got the Packers who are playing for the NFC North. If they win these last 2 games, this almost feels like a playoff game. Although we know we're in the playoffs, it's like, man, if you can win these last 2 games, if Chicago loses the last 2, you go on and win the NFC North. This is kind of a playoff-like atmosphere, right? Malik Willis, the whole world is going to be watching Malik Willis lead the Green Bay Packers on Saturday night. This is going to be the only National Football League game on TV on Saturday night with the whole world watching. Malik Willis has a chance to make himself some money on Saturday night. That's really, really exciting for Malik Willis. I want him back with the Packers. from a selfish standpoint, I wish he didn't show anything. We didn't even have to play him. We could get him back on a minimal contract next year. But knowing the person that Malik Willis is, the great human being that he is, you guys seen when he went to the scouting combine, he stopped on the street, didn't know he was being filmed. That's different when you got camera crews following you around, and you know it, right? A guy filmed him, somebody filmed him from a coffee shop or something across the street or a hotel across the street where he stopped on the street on his way to the combine, opened up his suitcase, and gave clothes to a homeless person. That's the kind of dude that Malik Willis is. So you could probably hear it in my voice. You can see me grinning a little bit. I hope he goes out there and balls out and he earns himself a starting quarterback job next year and gets paid a ton of money because there's nobody more deserving than Malik Willis. And how much fun has it been to have him as the backup quarterback for the Green Bay Packers the last 2 years? Got to tip your cap to Goody. When nobody else in the league thought he was worth a 7th-round pick, Goody said, I'll give up a 7th-round pick for that kid. And lo and behold, he ends up being a great backup, man. It's just awesome. As Packer Doug points out in here too, Malik's only 26 too, man. I mean, you're talking about 10 more years that he could play in the National Football League, right? Just absolutely wild to think about. So, and now let's bring it back to just the Green Bay Packers quarterback room. And again, just to show you that was part of that screen grab that I sent you guys. This is over on NFL Pro. You can see how the quarterbacks match up. Sorting by EPA per dropback, Malik Willis actually is significantly higher than Jordan Love, albeit just 14 attempts. Jordan Love now has 439 passing attempts. I guarantee you Malik Willis's number will be much closer or lower than Jordan Love's EPA per dropback if he had that many attempts, right? Because that's, again, Matthew Stafford and Jordan Love are the only two quarterbacks to have a plus 0.20 EPA per dropback that leads the National Football League, right? So it's just cool to see these numbers, though. Again, Malik Willis, once again, 12 of 14, 134 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks, passer rating of 146.1, yards per attempt, 9.6, with a completion percentage of 85.7%, and a completion percentage over expected of plus 18.3% compared to Jordan Love's plus 3.8%. So talking about 14, a little less than 15, a little over 14% higher than Jordan Love's in terms of EPA per completion percentage over expected. So going to be really, really interesting to see how Malik Willis plays there on Saturday night. Now, also, it was announced here, Bill Huber tweeted this out, that Clayton Tune will be Willis's backup tomorrow. He was a 5th-round pick by the Cardinals in 2023, who started 1 game for them as a rookie. So Clayton Tune is going to be the backup quarterback. Jordan Love rolled out, will not be active at all. It won't be one of those situations where, okay, Jordan will be the backup, and if Malik gets in trouble, Jordan can go in. He's out of the game, so Clayton Tune will be your backup. And as we learned last week, unfortunately, against the Bears, when we got a little banged up in that matchup, you find out that Josh Jacobs is actually the emergency quarterback 1, and then emergency quarterback 2, I think they said, was Jaden Reed. So Clayton Tune will be the backup. That'll be a part of the plan. Don't be surprised if Malik Willis, Lord forbid, if Malik Willis' shoulder starts bothering, they have to pull him out. Clayton Tune goes in. You'll probably see a little wildcat get mixed in with like Josh Jacobs or somebody, I would imagine, maybe even Jaden Reed. So I imagine that's what they mean by the emergency backup. Probably have some kind of wildcat package for those two guys. But again, hopefully we don't see that. Hopefully we see Malik Willis go out there, Packers go up to an early lead, manage the game, run the rock, and come out on top of the Baltimore Ravens. Now, a couple of other quick little injury notes, and we'll get you guys and gals out of here. As the Green Bay Packers sent the tweet out, Jordan Love has been downgraded out for Saturday's game. Paul Brettel quote tweeted that, and you guys make sure you go give him a follow at Paul_Brettel. Love is downgraded to out. Christian Welch has been placed on IR, so Christian Welch is done for at least 4 weeks, okay? Savion and Banks now questionable with the illness. So now the illness that's been running through the locker room, right? We talked about Sean Ryan having it. All kinds of different players in the locker rooms had it. Malik Willis has had it. Now Savion Williams and Aaron Banks have that illness. It's sad to say this. If Aaron Banks has to sit out this game, I'm not overly concerned. I'm not. And there were some people that graded out Jordan Morgan really, really good at right tackle, right? So if Zach Tom can go at right tackle, I would like to see Jordan Morgan play left guard, me personally. Hopefully Sean Ryan will be good to go. If he can't go, I'd like to see Zach Tom at center, Jordan Morgan at right tackle, and then plug and play Darian Kennard wherever. But just that extra added benefit of having Darian Kennard on this roster is huge. So maybe he would play left guard, right? Seeing that Jordan Morgan has kind of gotten the nod there last week at right tackle. So that's going to be something to keep your eye on there too as well. See if Savion's going to be healthy or and active for the game, or if Banks will be as well. We'll give you all that information, obviously, in our PTA pregame show tomorrow, 1.5 hours before kickoff. We'll go live. We'll give you the actives, inactives. We'll give you live shots from Lambeau Field. Last I heard, it's supposed to be 36, 37 degrees, a little bit of rain possibly in the forecast. So who knows, though? That could shift, as Tim says all the time. The weather could change, and we might get us some snow showers up there. You never know up there in the Bay. But I'm curious to hear what you guys and gals have to say about this injury update with Jordan Love missing this game. Let us know in the comments what you think. Are you concerned about Malik Willis being the starter? Do you think he can go out there and get the job done against Baltimore? Do you play it a little more conservative, knowing that the chips are stacked against you a little bit more with Jordan Love being out of the game, that you hold some of these partially injured players out even more aggressively and just say, you know what, if we can win it with our backups, great. Let's get everybody healthy for Week 18 against the Vikings. Let's create a little momentum going into the playoffs, even if you are the 7th seed. We want to hear from you. Let us know in the comments. Make sure you hit like, subscribe, click the bell icon so you're notified when we go live in the future. We'll see you guys tomorrow for the pregame show. My name's Clayton. This is PTA. Go Pack, go.
We go.
Bye, guys.